Hello students, let's start with 13.1 Organism and Environment Era. As you know, in previous lecture we have seen a four biological organization of an ecosystem, that is individual, population, community, then your ecosystem, biomes and biosphere. So in this chapter we are going to explore only two of them, that is your organism and population. So what do you mean by ecology at organism level? So it is a study of an adaptation of an organism to environment in terms of survival and reproduction. It is also known as physiological ecology. Now, have you ever thought why so many of biomes are exist on the earth? It is possible due to the rotation of earth and the tilt of its axis causes an annual variation in temperature and season. Major biomes are formed due to this variation and precipitation. Region and local variation within biomes lead to the formation of different habitats. Now, this chart or graph represent a distribution of major biomes with respect to annual temperature and precipitation. So, according to this graph, tropical forest has the highest mean annual precipitation and mean annual temperature. Why it is so? Because tropical forest lies on the equator of the earth, and due to the direct incident of sunlight, tropical forest has the highest mean annual precipitation and mean annual temperature. Now, comparison to tropical forest, temperate forest has a low annual precipitation and low annual temperature. Now, compared to the temperate forest, coniferous forest has a low annual precipitation and low annual temperature. Now, compared to the coniferous forest, grassland has a low annual precipitation and low annual temperature. Now, compared to the grassland, desert has a low precipitation and temperature around 20 to 25 degree Celsius. And at last, Arctic and alpine tundra has a temperature below the 0 degree Celsius and has a low annual precipitation. Why it is so? Because Arctic region lies on the pole of the equator, and as you know, on the pole of the equator temperature are below 0 degree Celsius. So according to this graph, the order should be tropical forest, then after tropical forest, temperate forest, then after temperate forest, coniferous forest, then after coniferous forest, grassland, then after grassland, desert, and after desert, it should be Arctic and alpine tundra. Now, due to the precipitation and the variation in habitat, life can exist in even in extreme and harsh habitat. For example, Rajasthan desert, rain-soaked Meghalaya forest, deep ocean trench, torrential streams, and your etc. Now, not only variation and precipitation lead to the formation of habitat, but also a abiotic and biotic component present in the habitat lead to the variation in habitat. Now, abiotic factor may be your water, light, temperature, soil, etc. And your biotic component may be pathogen, parasite, predator, competitor, etc. Due to the interaction between biotic and abiotic component, they lead to the variation in different habitat. Now the distinct role and the position of an organism in its environment is called its niche. By this, each organism tolerate various conditions and utilize various resources and etc. So that's it. In next lecture, we are going to see the concept of habitat and niche